Bangladesh. This is what Robi does. They offer the golden call. They want you to keep the Robi SIM card on your mobile phone. They want it to be active. So they have famous celebrities who will telephone you, radio and television celebrities who will call random phone numbers many times a day. Just random phone numbers on the Robi network. If your SIM card is on your phone and it rings and you answer, you win a wonderful prize. But if they call you and your SIM card wasn't there, it's a dead SIM card, you don't win the prize. But your friends heard it on the radio or saw it on TV that they tried to call you. How embarrassing is that? So it's just golden call. We can do basic marketing stuff even on voice calls. We don't need to go smartphone apps. The future will be there. I calculated back in year 2000 that the top-end smartphones of year 2000, the iPhone 4, the BlackBerry Bold, the first Samsung Galaxy, that quality smartphone, according to Moore's law, at the end of this decade, year 2019, the hardware would cost approximately $10 to make. An 8-megapixel camera, a 3.5-inch touchscreen, Wi-Fi 3G cell phone. Now, smartphones will evolve much, much, much beyond that. But on a practical point of view, if today 41% of all smartphones cost $100, next year, maybe 30% will cost $50 or $60. And by year 2020, we will have lots of what we today consider smartphones, which will cost approximately $10 or $15. Everyone in Sri Lanka can afford that type of device. Of course, we will have much more advanced phones, but the basic phone functionality will come there. So, let me end on a thought about what happens beyond. Where do we go with this? What comes next? We have an interesting story of like when Harry met Sally, what happened with mobile when advertising met money. This is a marriage made in heaven. This is going to be obvious, this is going to be beautiful, this is going to be great. We already saw the statistics from Kenya. So, let's now take a look at what Visa says about money. Visa was the first major global financial industry player who said, the future of money is mobile. The future of payments is mobile. The future of the Visa card is mobile. What do we have governments saying? Sweden was the first parliament who said, we will eliminate the manufacturing of cash and because of mobile payments. Turkey was the first country to actually give a target date. Turkey expects year 2025, they stop the manufacturing of the Turkish lira. They will no longer make coins and banknotes. Now it is a race. Which country is first to eliminate cash? Is it going to be Turkey? Is it going to be Sweden? Is it going to be Kenya? Maybe Uganda? Maybe Somaliland? Maybe the Philippines, Japan, Korea, Estonia, Norway, Finland, Sweden? No, that kind of a race. Netherlands? There are several countries that are now in this race. So, but what can we do when money comes to mobile? Look at this from Kenya. So this is a MasterCard, Airtel, and the bank Standard Chartered, which have come together to create virtual credit cards via SMS. A virtual credit card via SMS. So if you live in Kenya and you want to buy my book, Mobile as Seventh of the Mass Media, and go to Amazon.com, and Amazon says you have to pay by credit card. And you're in Kenya and you don't have a credit card. What do? You go to the Airtel network and you purchase a one-time virtual credit card number, which has a unique credit card number, it has a unique ending date and verification number, etc. You enter those numbers and that information onto Amazon. Amazon thinks it's a live MasterCard, it has exactly the right amount of balance to pay for my book. Done. Virtual one-time credit cards cannot be abused, cannot be used many times, function once. Beautiful. We can do now, people who don't have banking licenses, who don't have credit cards, who don't have driver's licenses, who have bad credit, who don't have a credit history, can use MasterCard payments through SMS. And where does this go? my friend Jonathan MacDonald talks about when advertising meets money, meets currency, it is not going to be currency, advertising currency. He adds an O to it. He says it's going to be advo-currency. What is the O for? It's for advocacy, of being an advocate. Your recommendation engine. I like it on Facebook. When we add social media recommendations, advocacy, to advertising and to money, this is the future. This is the magic. This is why Google says their number 2 priority is what? Is mobile money. They wrote in Harvard Business Review, Google's number 2 priority is mobile money. You are in the right room today. Sri Lanka has made the right decisions. We can take this step next. So, a brief pause here about my slides. Those of you who want my book, you don't need to buy any of my books. My 10th book is free. Go to lulu.com, 350 pages, look for Ahonen. Download it, free PDF, 350 pages. Oh, it has a chapter on mobile advertising, has a chapter on mobile money and mobile media and so forth. If you like my slides, you will have them from the conference producers. You can also get them directly from me. You are fully allowed to use my slides. If your boss is not in this room, tomorrow morning, you tell your boss that I had a brilliant idea last night, and steal my slide, remove my name, and say that's your idea. That's my job. I'm a consultant. My job is for you to become successful. I want you to be the next Carlos Slim. You know Carlos Slim is the richest man on the planet? No longer Bill Gates. Mobilista from Mexico. Mobile guy, the richest man on the planet. Apple was a computer company once, is now a mobile company. The wealthiest company on the planet, the most profitable company on the planet. I want you guys to be a success. I don't need to see my name there. You can use these slides freely. You don't need to ask my permission. I am here to meet you. I will be here at all the breaks. Please come and say hello to me. Tell me what you are doing. Why did you come to this conference? I want to meet with you. I want to hear what your idea is. And I want to try to help you in some way that I can. So, let's end on magic. When you do cool stuff in mobile, after you copy all the silly ideas that they're doing in Japan and Korea and all the stupid slides that Tommy thought, then inspire your teams to do something magical. You want your mobile service, you want your mobile application, you want your mobile idea to be so radical, cool, clever, wonderful, that when people first time use it, they think it's magical. Let me show you my favorite piece of magic right now from Japan. Imagine that you are dieting. Imagine that you have a smartphone application that helps you track your dieting information. Imagine that you will have to enter that, oh, now I went to Pizza Hut and I ordered the medium-sized pizza and I had some Diet Pepsi and blah, 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 and you know, whatever you are eating, and then you're going to have a lunch and I'm going to have a Snickers bar. You're going to enter that again into your mobile phone. That's not magic. This is magic. This is the calorie phone on NTT Docomo in Japan. They have a camera phone application service that when you take a picture of your dish, it identifies it, correctly assigns the amount of calories and your record. I'm having sushi, I'm having sashimi, here I'm having a little, tea, I'm having a little rice to go with it, and so forth. This is magic. This is the future. So, I told you, mobile is the widest reaching media. I told you that mobile is the seventh mass media and is different from the internet. I told you that mobile has 9 unique abilities we can do that were not possible before on other media. And when you do mobile, make them magical. Oh, the world will change more in the next 10 years than it did in the previous 100 years. That is why Google says when you hire people, when you decide on your staffing, put your best people on your mobile project. So, with that, thank you. Do we have time for questions, or are we? Do we have time for some questions, or are we? Yes. So, do we have any questions? Who is brave? First question. Don't be shy. Yes, yes, Mara. Which quote figure? That came from, that was an MMA Asia conference. I think it's, I have it on the slide. But very, so this is, Coke statistic is where, here we go. It is from Gavin Mehrotra at MMA Asia Forum. And I'm sorry, no, Attila Weiss at MMA Forum in New York gave the 70-20-10 rule. So this is officially the Coke internal mobile marketing rule. Thank you. Any other question? Yes, we have a question here in the front. Yes.
Yeah. So, like in Pakistan, like the way, like while I was responsible for mobile advertising, the problem that we were having when you request for the opt-ins for the subscribers, like we had initially like 34% of the subscriber base that has opted in from the 35 million subscriber base, right? But the problem that we have later found out that the information, like because the kind of an information regarding the subscriber is immense, right? But the purity of the information is at stake. Like for example, if you would like to know, like the example you quote, that there are like problem with the men and the women in terms of getting the adult education and everything, right? In that case, people in Pakistan usually do not like to know, show their like gender, don't like to tell, right? Like for example, if you ask them like, okay, fine, what's your disposable income size of your household, right? So they will tell you the false information. Even if you give them a try, like to give some kind of an incentive, even then they will not give you the correct information. So this is the kind of biggest challenge that we are facing there, and probably the challenge that they will face here as well in the future. So we are trying to overcome it by having a multiple rigorous algorithm search engine, like the optimization engines by different device manufacturers and platform manufacturers. But as of now, we are not up to that success. So what your call would be to get the purity of the information right, so that we can pitch it to the big advertisers like Unilever, P&G,
Yep.
like these companies. Thank
Very,
you.
very, very, very good question. So, on a practical level, if you have studied marketing at the university, you will know that you should be trying to collect as much valid, accurate, demographic information about your customer base. You would like to know who is a man and who is a woman. Is he married? Is he single? Because married people will have families and they will behave differently from single people. You want to know their age. A 52-year-old white guy will behave quite differently than a 14-year-old girl, etc. So age, etc. These kind of demographic information.